And now it is my pleasure to introduce to you Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. is a Toltec master of transformation, speaker and author of The Mastery of Self, The Five Levels of Attachment, and co-author of The Seven Secrets to a Healthy, Happy Relationships and The Mastery of Life. Raised in the Toltec lineage by his father, Don Miguel Ruiz, and grandmother, Sarita Miguel, Sarita Miguel Jr. has spent his life integrating the deep spiritual teachings of his ancestors with practical tools for awakening. He speaks around the world, helping people break free of illusion and live from the heart. We are so delighted. Let's welcome Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. Do you need this?
Yeah.
It's already turned on.
Thank you. And I remember the instructions of this one. Good morning, everyone. How are you? It is a pleasure and an honor to be here. I woke up this morning. I spent the night in Barstow. And this morning, I forgot that there's a time difference between us. So I got here just in time. So I'm like, yay! I'm honored to be here. I was listening to the song and the affirmation for the morning, and it's you know, a couple of weeks ago I was giving a class, and a participant asked me the question, what do we do when so many things are out of our control, and it feels like we're spiraling because it feels like there's so much we can't control, and it's impacting us. And the odd thing is that my brother and I are in the middle of so much transition ourselves. Right now, I was telling this young person, right now I'm in a sandwich, taking care of my son who has autism, and now my mother who has been diagnosed. She's not asking me to say it in public, so I'm not going to say it in public, but she has a diagnosis. So because of that, the whole world shifts. Just because you've done the work, you do this process, you get to the point where you find your peace, doesn't mean that the whole world stays in peace. And I remember telling this young man, my father always taught us in different ways. My father taught me through logic. He taught my brother Jose through spirituality. And he taught my youngest brother through poker. He, he was interested in the world tournament of poker, I think, was whatever that was called, that whatever series that was. So my father always adapted the teachings into whatever we were interested in. I say this because one afternoon when we were young, my father and my mother had divorced. They've been married 3 times to one another. The first time when they were in love as teenagers, the second time as trying to figure things out, and the third time they got married as friends. My father suffered a massive heart attack, and my mom was able to help him in that way, and now they help each other. So it's the version of their marriage that's lasted the longest. As friends, they stayed together for 24 years. But the story that I'm about to say comes between after the first divorce. And my father comes over to visit us. And my brother and I, it wasn't social media or anything like that. We were glued to the Nintendo and playing Super Mario Brothers. I'm Mario, my brother plays Luigi. I'm the oldest, of course. And my father's trying to engage us, but my brother and I completely are immersed in our game. And we want to play, and we want to engage, and we're just totally trying to figure out how to pass this level. My father always wants to connect, realizes that the way we get engaged is to enter someone's world, and we were able to speak their language. So he sat down and watched us play. And then after a while, he chimed in and says, I know how to beat this game. And I hit pause. Yes, Dad! I finally hit pause. If you want to learn how to play this game, get to know Mario and Luigi, but get to know everything the main character of this game can do. Get to know how he's able to jump, hike, crouch, jump, run, all these things. Yes, there's a mushroom here and a flower there that makes him bigger. And then I'm going into a Jefferson Airplane game there, a song there. Village. But get to know Mario because here's the thing every level is different. Every level is going to bring new challenges. The constant is going to be Mario. Get to know Mario. And it's going to be just like you. If you want to know life and you want to succeed in life, get to know yourself. Get to know your strengths, your weaknesses, what makes you happy, what doesn't make you happy, what makes you hangry, what doesn't make you hangry, what makes you do this. Get to know you because you are the constant in every aspect of your life. Right now, at the time I was in middle school, Miguel, right now, this is the level you're in. You're in middle school. Jose, you're in elementary. In a few years, you're going to be in high school. The level goes up. Then you'll be in college. Then you'll be in life. The levels keep changing, but you will be the same. You are the constant, and you yourself will be evolving. Like the reference goes. We're constantly evolving, we're constantly shifting, learning new things. What was true once no longer gets to be true because things continue to change and shift. And there's people in our life that come and go. We are the constant in our lives. We are alone. And what I mean by alone, there's nobody else living in my mind but me, and in my heart but me. This is me. And everyone in my life comes in and out. My parents so far have been with me all my life. My father has tried to leave a couple of times with his heart attacks and heart transplants, but he's still here. And there's people in my life that have come and have gone, and I've said goodbye to people I've loved. I said goodbye to my grandmother. I've said goodbye to my stepmom, mama guy, and my grandfather. And have lost people whom I love very much as a form of a breakup. But they come and they also have arrived and they left. And I'm the constant. There's so much things that we can control and that we can only control to the tips of our fingers. In this world of 8 billion human beings living life, I control only to the tips of my own finger. I control me. And I am the center of my own hurricane. And my father says, in the center of every hurricane, there is a space where there's a lot of peace. In the eye of the hurricane, there's nothing but peace. But if you pay attention to what's happening outside in the winds, your attention will go in so many directions. So learn to stay present and realize that the hurricane is only as strong because of you. You can make it a category 5, or even go into venture to category 6, and you can bring it down to category 1, even to tropical depression, to make the weather go away. Let's get to know yourself. Get to know that in those difficult times, yes, there is faith in God, but there's also the faith in you. To know 100% without a doubt that you are able to take a step forward, to move in any direction, to be that infinite possibility that can go in any direction in life. It's a beautiful thing. It's easy to see the infinite possibility when you hold a newborn baby in your arms. When you have a newborn, you're looking into the eyes of someone who literally has their whole life ahead of them. They could become a doctor, a lawyer, an activist, an artist, a soccer player. They could become all these things because you're looking into someone who has their whole life ahead of them. And it's so easy to imagine all those possibilities because this living being is the infinite possibility. It can go in any direction in life. The difference between the baby that our parents held ever so long ago and the individuals that we are today, besides the fact that we grew up, is that we've learned how to use this body, we've learned how to use this mind, but we're still the infinite possibility, because in this moment in time, we are the youngest we will ever be. Right now, we are the youngest we will be. Proof, if someone were to take a picture of you right now and they'll show it to you in a few years, you're going to say, look at how young I was. That's the proof. And we know that because someone took a picture of us ever so long ago on that present day. This is your youth. You are the infinite possibility because you're alive and you can go in any direction in life. For as long as there is life, anything is possible, including healing from the wounds that conditional love left in our hearts and minds. There's so much in the world that's happening. There's so much in our world that is happening close to us. There are things that are happening to the people we love. Yesterday was a complicated day, mostly because I had my son and my mother and my wife and my daughter, and they're all asking things. I'm helping my daughter with her college for her second year of college. And she gives me good news because she's decided what major she's going to be in. She's going to be a psychology health doctor. She's going to go for a PhD. So that's exciting. I have my wife who has her day off and she's doing the best with what she's got. And my son is a little sad because he didn't get to be in a car ride with me. He went on a car ride with my wife. I'm the adventurous one. It's like we go hunting for trains because he loves seeing trains. So we're always looking for trains. And I miss my boy. He lives in a group home. He's 20 years old. And I have my mom who I can't leave her alone. And I have a new shadow whom I love very much. And I do my very best to understand it from her point of view and how brave she is because she knows, because my grandmother went through it as well. I'll be honest with you, I haven't even had the chance to grieve. There's no chance. At this moment, my mother needs me, and that's what needs to be serving. Plus, why waste my time grieving over someone who's still here? She's here. She is here, and I'm going to enjoy my time with her. So why grieve over a moment that's going to come in the future? That future is not here yet. So enjoy. My brother calls this golden time. Don't waste golden time. Enjoy it. Life gets tough. Life pulls you in so many directions. This past few weeks, like I said before, I'm being pulled in so many directions. What is it like to be Don Miguel Ruiz? I have no idea. Junior, even more so. I'm a father and a husband and a son. And learning how to say no is something I'm learning to do again and again. It's important to say no because if I say yes to someone, that's actually what increases the hurricane. Yes is a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful expression. Yes is the word that describes the moment I make the choice to use the energy that animates this body, that animates this mind to manifest something. It is the thing that allows me to say yes to that potential and thy will be done. That's what makes us the infinite possibility. The ability to say yes allows me to go in so many directions in life. But my no is just as powerful as my yes. That two-letter word no represents the moment I choose not to use the energy that animates this body and mind to manifest a single thing. And for as long as I say no, thy won't be done. Sometimes that no is important because in order for me to help the people I love, I require that moment to breathe. For example, right now, I drove from Barstow to here, and the GPS told me you'll be here at 10:30. I'm like, okay, I want that a little closer. So I got here at 10:05. Luckily for me, there was no traffic, and the speed limit allowed me to do it. Once I got into town, it was not that possible. But I got here, and I had to take a little time for myself. So I sat in that little chair, close my eyes and breathe to center myself. I do that at home when I play my guitar or my bass, or go to rehearsal to play a song, and it's my happy space. So when I come back, I'm fully energized. I say that because I know Mario, in this case, Miguel. I know what makes me happy. I know what makes me sad. I know what makes me angry. Usually, being pulled in so many directions stresses me out. So I know something that allows me to regain my composure is to say no for a brief moment in time so I can take a breath and do something that feeds my soul, feeds my intent, be it meditation, be it yoga. At this moment, I haven't gone to my Pilates class in 3 weeks, mostly because I haven't been able to leave my mom alone for that long. And I've chosen that if I'm going to use my aunt as someone I can drop my mom off with, I'm going to use it to go play music just because it makes me happy. And it takes me back to my father's lesson. Get to know Mario. Get to know the main character of your life. And know that to have faith in yourself is to be able to take those steps. To have faith in yourself, trust in yourself, to say yes and no to things you want to say yes and no to. That's what allows us to have personal freedom. To say yes to the things I want to say yes to and no to the things I want to say no to. And respect myself to experience the consequences of my own choices. What's the consequence of this morning? I knew that if I pushed myself to drive all the way over here last night, the last 2 hours might have been a little scary because I would have been tired. I wanted to, all right, where's the middle? Barstow's the middle because I live in San Diego. I'll spend the night in Barstow and sleep. Once I wake up, I'll be ready. Oh, look, there's a time difference. There goes breakfast. Luckily, I was able to grab a cup of coffee. We adapt. We're constantly adapting. In life, that's the way. My grandmother always taught me this lesson, my beautiful Madre Sarita. She said in Spanish, but I'll say it in English. If you want to make God laugh, tell her your plans. Life is constantly shifting, constantly moving. What was once true will cease to be. The phrase remains the same, but the meaning will change. Because that's the way it is. I'm watching my mother right now clasp to what she is able to control. And I have to remember not just to be compassionate. What's that word I'm looking for? To see her humanity. Because she's the one who's going through this. I'm just witnessing. The only thing I'm going through is some of my usual habits are out the window. But I love my mother. I love my son. I love my daughter. I love my wife. I love my father. I love my brothers. I love my friends. I love myself. I love myself. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't love. Yes, the world can get to a point where it becomes overwhelming. And sometimes one of the biggest steps to learn is to respect our no and say it not with anger, not with frustration, but with respect. That ability to say, no, thank you. At this moment, I can't. Or if you take the Olsen twins expression, no is a complete sentence. There's no need to explain. At this moment, you just got to take it. Life has all the right to say no to us. That's why we enjoy when life says yes, is what we know as an opportunity. And we do the work that allows us, that when life gives us the opportunity, we can able to help. How do we let go? My father told me that a beautiful thing. It's easy to let go. All you need to do is take a step forward in life. Imagine that you remember every single one of your memories. We have to use our imagination, because we've already let go of our memories, which means it takes energy to retain them. If there's a thought or a belief that you no longer want to have because it hurts you, because it affects you, inflicts not just heartbreak, but emotional baggage, just live your life. In fact, it reminds me something someone said in a Unity church in Sacramento. I always forget the name of the individual who says it, but the lesson was tattooed to me. He says, forgiveness is the moment you no longer wish the past was any different. It is the moment you accept it and you let it go. I love that explanation of what forgiveness is. The moment you no longer wish the past was any different is the moment you realize you can't go back in the past and change a yes to a no or no to a yes, because life no longer exists in the past. The past only exists in our mind as a form of a memory. And it probably didn't happen the way we think it happened. But it only exists in our memory. Just like the future only exists in our memory and in our mind in the form of our imagination. The future doesn't exist yet, and the past no longer exists. The only thing that exists is this present moment. And what happened in the past happened. The forgiveness is the moment you no longer wish the past was any different. It's the moment you accept it. It happened. And there's no spin that's going to change it. No shift of a story. It happened. And you are the result of those moments and many, many more. We are the sum of every decision and every choice with this heartbeat and this breath. To let it go reminds me of something my brother Jose says. Imagine a scorpion that stings itself over and over again, and stings itself time and time again, over and over, administering the poison that meant for someone else to itself time and time again. And imagine that scorpion stinging, stinging, stinging. Letting go is the moment the scorpion no longer stings itself. The moment that the scorpion decides to no longer inflict that poison to itself. Someone once told me, scorpions don't do that. Actually, a lot of people have told me that. One person told me they did, but we'll go with the majority in this one, just for the sake of the story. Of course they don't. They're not that stupid. We humans do. Every time we think of the past, we hurt ourselves again and again and again, stinging ourselves like a scorpion that stings itself, administering the poison that it meant for someone else to ourselves again and again. To let go is to no longer use the past to hurt us in the present. That's what forgiveness is. That's how we let go. We forgive ourselves for ever saying yes to conditional love. We forgive ourselves for ever letting a belief impact us that much. Kind of like what Eleanor Roosevelt once said. It's one of my favorite quotes. I'll first say it the way she says it, then I'm going to paraphrase it. She says, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." Let me paraphrase that. No one can make me feel inferior without my consent. How do I give consent? By believing it. By believing That belief that says that I'm not worthy of love, that I'm not worthy of forgiveness because of this, because of that. Once you realize you've given consent, forgive yourselves for ever giving it. It was just an illusion anyways. It wasn't the truth. Letting go is just simply the moment you decide to continue with life and enjoy the present and not be stuck in the past. Just in the same, don't live in the future either. Enjoy this present. My mom is going down a path. Who knows how it'll look? But what I know is that she's here now. Funny thing is, my son taught me that lesson when he was 2, when he was diagnosed with autism. There I was for a whole week depressed after that diagnosis, in a very dark place. And one day I was sitting on the couch just feeling awful, sad, depressed. My son walks up to me, puts his hands on my knees, looks me in the eye and smiles. If you know autism, you know that's a big thing. And it was like, like he took me out. What am I doing? What am I grieving? My son is right here. And I realized I'm grieving the son I thought I was going to have. But instead, I realized this is the son I do have. It's the thing that allows me not to take him for granted. And now I won't take my mother for granted, nor every other person in my life. Funny thing, it just hit me just as I say this. Not to take myself for granted. And that's how we stay in our peace when the whole world around us feels like chaos. Don't take yourself for granted. Enjoy the beautiful miracle you are. No longer mourn for what you no longer have. Enjoy what you do have. What do you have? Your youth. That's true at any given age. Just take a picture. And in a few days, you'll say, look at how young I was. And that's true every day of our life. So with that, a little meditation. If we can close our eyes and use our imagination. And take a deep breath. And on the second one, I want you to give yourself the permission to enjoy your breath. Enjoy letting that air into your body. Enjoy the sensation of letting that air out as you breathe it out. Enjoy the air coming in and enjoy letting that air out. At this moment with your breath, you're experiencing one of the most beautiful expressions of unconditional love there is. For the environment that surrounds you, every tree, every leaf of grass, every plant, every flower, every living being that falls in the world of the flora gives you this oxygen that allows you to breathe. Love is the perfect balance between generosity and gratitude. That gratitude we feel when we take in a breath full of air that's full of that oxygen that goes into our blood and goes into every single one of our organs so that it can breathe and live. And we're so, so grateful that we decide to exhale in generosity, thus nurturing the environment that nurtures us. Every plant, every tree, every leaf of grass, every flower lives from our breath. The breath of the flora gives life to the fauna, and the breath of the fauna gives life to the flora. We are one, and our breath connects us with every living organism in this beautiful planet of ours. So anytime you want to remember what it feels like to feel love, enjoy your breath and feel that love as we share the gift of life with every breath we give. Namaste. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'll put this one back here.